Yeah, in the WardiTV March Open, we have got in the top right-hand corner the red Protoss player. This is Storm's MaxPax. And the bottom left, our blue Zerg player, Dark. As we get into game number 1 of this best of 3, see what's going to go down. MaxPax has really had Dark's number as of late. He's been very good at kind of just taking Dark down on a regular basis, so kind of makes me wonder a little bit of what we're going to see here between the two. A little bit of who to expect us to kind of, who to expect doing well. Actually, like I said, I mean, it's really, in my eyes, I think a toss-up, but you just can't really deny the fact that MaxPax has been that much better consistently against Dark recently. That has to have some kind of value. It has to kind of be kept in mind when you kind of think about who might be the favorite here, right? Casino? Sure, why not? Go wild, guys. You can spend the next 2 minutes betting on your favorite to win the game with your hard-earned Wardy points. Don't spend them all at once, though. Don't spend them all at once. Well, you can if you want to, if you really believe you know who's going to win. And then you should really listen to my prediction about how MaxPax has dominated Dark recently, and then you can be either really happy with me or really mad at me later down the line. So, Dark and MaxPax here, best of 3 in the semi-final. Overlord coming across, and a couple of drones already popping out. Can we use these Wardy points to enter tournaments? Can you imagine you can just transfer your stream Wardy points into tournament Wardy points? Suddenly our WardiTV end of year championship is just 24 players from Twitch chat who watched a lot throughout the year. It's like, well, who's really the main, who's really the main player? The guys that played all year or the guys who watched all year? Overlord just hanging out the front, and here's a Twilight Council immediately from MaxPax. That shouldn't really come as too much of a surprise. MaxPax has loved his Twilight Council, his Adept builds, and he does mix it up off of this as well. Sometimes faking Adepts and actually going Dark Shrine. That keeps things very interesting and kind of a very cool place a lot of the time as well. As this Adept comes shading down across to the bottom left-hand corner. Running in over here, a couple of Lings and the Queen going to be able to start dealing some damage, and so the Adept initial shading just gets 1 kill, and that will be about it for the moment. The Adept will get rid of the drone, the Zergling goes down as well, and this Queen continue to just punch the Adept out over to the right-hand side, and drop another Creep Tumor down to spread that out over to the right. Well, glaives and 2 more gateways. Obviously, there's so many variations of glaives nowadays as well. 6 gates, 3 gate into Robo Bay, just straight up 4 gate. There's so many different ways of doing this, so it's definitely a question up in the sky as to what our approach may be. Just going to see our Rotron coming up on the side of Dark. Just going to be seeing our Queen. Just getting some initial injects off, really everything looking pretty standard from him. The Roach Roaring is the most important part, because with this Roach Roaring finishing, we can take this into some Roach production. We can then deal with these initial Adepts. It's just 3 gate Adept, guys, so this is really not super committed. There's no Warp Prism to reinforce with. We're going to go Stargates behind it. Just 1 or a couple, I was going to say. A couple of Stargates is the kind of way forward. It's going to be going into Phoenix from here. Obviously, this is something that can be typically hard for Dark to scout. You're, currently focused on dealing with these Adepts, and you're not really prepping your economy to deal with all of the Phoenix harass that's likely to come into play in the near future as well. So Adepts is hanging around. Another few Adepts on the top, and a couple of Stargates still hanging around as well. Going to be our double Phoenix already in production there, and again, these first Adepts never committing Doc's still building units, and he's building a few more overlords now as well. Let's come up to the top, just going to go nibbling onto the pylon. A couple more Phoenix still on the way up. So, of course, there's going to be the surprising factor. Now, can these Phoenix help a lot against these Roaches? I tell you what would be nice. We found out how many Roaches Doc was building, and then you actually build a couple of Void Rays. They would provide a really good defense here, actually. So, that'd be something that'd be really cool to see. At the moment, not quite getting toward that as the few Adepts just going to continue to shade on forward. Little Phoenix coming out, extra drones all producing. These Adepts over here will get taken down. That's only 3 drones that get picked off, so there's only a couple of Adepts though. A few workers is going to help. It is going to add up and go a decent amount of the way. 10 more workers all on the way out. I'm just going to be seeing the Adepts of MaxPax hanging out in the center for the moment. Just chilling out there. The Lings and the Roaches want to figure out where they're going to go in the near future as well. Obviously, the Phoenix are now known about. Doc is going to start the lair. He is going to send his units onto the map, though, and this is the thing, right? I mean, you get into this interesting little scenario now where you do have just a lot of units, and the Phoenix are not going to be great defensively, the Adepts are not going to be great defensively, and these armies are just completely bypassing each other, so this is just going to get straight up awkward in the next handful of moments. It's going to get straight up awkward. Adepts continue to commit in, so we are going to start losing some workers. 20 drones going down, but then the Roach Ravager arrives on the other side. We bust through that initial Stalker, no wall off any longer. The Phoenix are on the way home. They have energy to start picking through things, but will they have enough energy to get rid of enough of these Roaches? We've got Lings that are going to cause chaos as well. Void Rays are building, and I do think the Void Rays are the real issue here for Dark, because the Void Rays are something that you just can't really kill in any way, shape, or form. A couple of Adepts warping in defensively as well. Dark obviously is going to have 0 economy left at home behind all of this. 50 workers already going down. The Spore Crawler tanking some of the damage right now. The few Queens come across, trying to help out as well as Lings turn onto this Robo facility. A couple more Adepts continue to warp in. Phoenix will sit here, picking their way through these Roaches as well, so continuing to trade on out. And this is Dark's attack now dismantled, and he's got 6 drones behind it. It's just not enough. MaxPax is going to hold. And Dark, obviously, he really decided before he knew what was going on to just build all these units, essentially commit to an attack. And then he couldn't really do anything else bar attack, but the thing is, MaxPax does so much damage so quickly, and the Phoenix are obviously just unkillable. Eventually, MaxPax will clean up, and if you can put Dark in a position where Dark is not able to do anything else as well, right? Then that makes a big difference too. Because, you know, then Dark isn't ever going to be able to get a response to the Phoenix. So the Phoenix actually then have all the time in the world. A couple of Void Rays will essentially just be able to close things out no matter what. So, yeah, MaxPax is going to be able to grab this first game, it would seem, and be going up by 1. Phoenix lifting up all of the Queens, a couple of Void Rays putting some damage in. We've got Adepts on the ground, a couple of Roaches trying to flank, but not going to be enough, I'm sure, as MaxPax just continues to lift and kill and lift and kill. GG says Dark, and MaxPax continues his current streak against Dark, going up by 1. Up. Hey, thank you so much, Alex Stormfist, for the 100 bits. Appreciate the support. Let's dive into map number 2. Up 1 in the top right, our Red Protoss player is MaxPax from Storm Gaming. Super early probe onto the map from him. Gonna prioritize getting across this other side. As in the bottom left, our blue Zerg player is Dark. Okay, game number 2 here. As we have ourselves the drone coming out to the left-hand side. Gonna get ready to build up the 3rd hatch location for just a moment or so. Probe coming across as well. And this hatchery just gonna get down in the front. For now, again, a couple more drones continuing to be brought out. A gateway coming up on the front of the natural expansion. And this hatchery, like I say, is still just on the way in. Overlord will move towards the upper right. Away we go. Does Dark usually just say good luck? Probably. I don't think I've ever paid attention. Maybe we have a Dark super fan in the chat that knows exactly when Dark says GL, GLHF, when he capitalizes the G, you know. But you see, when Dark is ever so slightly tilted against Terran specifically, the capital G comes out. Overlord. Coming to the upper right. Heading into that natural expansion. Cybercore's on the way up on the front. Nexus coming through and a couple of queens and a few lings all producing out here as we get set up and rolling. Here in game number 2. Link speed on the way. Obviously, we will find out shortly what the tech choice is from MaxPax. Immediate Warp Gate and looks to stick to it, which means more likely a Twilight Council than the Stargate, of course. And it is going to be that Twilight Council dropping down in the main. I mean, obviously, Glaives has been working so well for MaxPax against Dark. Why not try it again here? Honestly, the switch up into the double Stargate Phoenix, I think, really was the golden part of it, though, right? It really felt like Dark had a good plan against, about what he wanted to do in this case, and as he had a good plan about what he wanted to do, it was just the wrong kind of build from MaxPax, and that's why the Adepts are good, because you're just going to struggle to know exactly what variation it is, know what the follow-up is, etc. And in this case, it really just didn't work out in favor of Dark, so again, that's why you're so okay to kind of play Glaives game after game, because there's so many different variations you can crank out. There's the Glaive starting, and we will ask ourselves shortly, I imagine, what else we do this time. Maybe we put a Dark Shrine in behind this. For the moment, it's still 3 gates, but there is a Robo. This could be like a delayed Robo, potentially goes into a Prism and 6 gates. It could just be, as well, the Robo Bay on the follow-up to this as well, so you've got kind of a couple of options here this time around. See this gateway coming up in a moment or so. Just going to see these extra gates coming online. And this time it looks as though we are indeed going to be seeing our 6 gates of aggression kicking off in the next few moments. So, 6 full gates coming on out. Well, yeah, it's one of the ones where it's actually going to be... Yeah, it is 6 gates. Sorry, I thought it was 5 for a moment, but it was just one of them was still set as a gateway, not a warp gate. Your Adepts will go, shading forward. Just heading down to the bottom left-hand side, going to join it with another couple. Going to be 5 Adepts already making their way through. As units come up, the Ravagers are there to meet them, so far MaxPax will not find an entry point. The few Adepts on the left-hand side will try for a little bit of a different approach. Work around the left-hand side, just going to be seeing our Ravagers, looking to try and get a little bit of something done. Put some damage onto these Adepts. It's a lot more Ling Roach coming in, which is absolutely fine considering this is 6 gates. One of the scary things usually with 6 gates is just the few Adepts potentially kind of coming forward and maybe kind of running towards the natural, right? And then you go put the Prism of 6 Adepts into the main base, and that can be very scary, but let's see, these few Ravagers are going to get pushed back a little bit. Adepts will shade through. So these Adepts seem like pretty desperate right now to try and get something done, as we're just going to be seeing the Queen going down. So this is the split we're talking about. These Adepts trying to get in different places, but so far not really finding too much luck. Adepts really not finding any workers also, especially. And that's obviously important because Dark was not in a position to lose workers because he made so many units his worker count wasn't really that insane. Roach Ravager now going to be able to turn this into a counterattack, and MaxPax just doesn't have the army supply to really contest this. This was what Dark was hoping to hit something like last time around, but wasn't able to get there. Right now, this Prism coming back down the left side. The Lings will go all the way to the top with this Roach Ravager, and like I say, this feels like an impossible hold. We've got no upgraded Stalkers. We've got a Warping in Sentry that will drop a single Force Field and buy some time. The Super Battery will pop. MaxPax buying time for what? The Immortal to pop out. Then he's got a Robo-Bay to build a Disruptor. He's trying to buy time, but there's just way too much time that he needs, right? He can't afford to buy the time he needs to get, basically. GG's. Dark is going to take game 2. We're tied up, going to a game 3 in this semi-final. Bottom right side, it is going to be our right Protoss player. It is MaxPax from Psystorm. And the top left, tying it up, our blue Zerg player is Dark. Probe scouting, obviously blocking initially as well, pushing that back. I was going to see hatch gas pool coming in, a couple of drones coming up, probe in the gateway coming down. Now put the probe over here. Gonna drop down the Nexus. Nexus goes down, Cybernex core will build. Just gonna see our probe popping up back into the high ground. Get back to mining, and not really much else going on yet. Of course, it really is a tale of what MaxPax does off of this initial Cyber core. Do we start Warp Gate and go Twilight again? Do we skip and start a Stargate? Might be time to go Stargate. You know, obviously Glaives worked once, didn't work a second time, but maybe he has another variation of Glaives ready to go. Depth getting chrono boosted. Warp Gate getting set up. Just gonna see that link speed continue to build on the main base, and a couple of links come out. The probe continues out down the bottom right, and obviously these first links coming through. There's our answer to the initial question. So Twilight just going to be coming up over on the main base. Obviously have ourselves the Warp Gate alongside that, and immediately a fast roach run from Dark. That's a very fast roach run, actually. Like 250 is really quick. Like, that's way before we're talking about having to, you know, deal with the depths or anything. This could actually just be even more aggressive roaches from Dark. Let's see exactly how many and when he builds them. Anyway, it goes down. Adept still chilling in the center. Roachron is, again, not far from finishing. Our Zergling speed coming up as well. Where's that at? Yep, just going to get that done soon. And there's a Robo facility from MaxPax. Oh, he's going Dark Shrine. Oh, that's not good for Dark, right? It's really bad for Dark, but the timing of Dark's attack might actually hit before the DTs are ready. What Dark's going to be very careful of is making sure he gets DTs up on the Spore Crawlers and so on up on the defense. He is going to do damage before DTs are ready. DTs will not be out in time just to act as a defense, and that's why this kind of 250 Roach Roaring timing is going to have an impact. So MaxPax going to go for the Dark Shrine instead of the Glaives. 3 workers in each gas was a telltale sign as to why he wasn't starting up Glaives. And yeah, what, we've got 40 seconds until DTs can first warp in. The Roaches, Ravagers already halfway across the map. And they're going to have to be used defensively at first as well. Can MaxPax buy enough time? We're only 30 seconds away from a DT warp in. Dark only has 24 drones. He can't afford to take any damage on the counterattack, and he can't afford to really not deal damage here either. Now another battery starting up. As we recognize what's going on, we're 20 seconds away. I tell you what, Dark actually kind of needs to kill off a pylon, because by killing a pylon, he would supply block MaxPax, and the supply block might be the biggest thing of all right now. You get the first little bit of damage being done off that Ravager, hits the pylon and the battery. Dark Shrine, moments away from finishing. We are starting to break through. What are we going to get with our next Corrosive Bile? Just going to hit the force field so we can continue in. An Immortal on the way out. Do we have money for DT warp in? We do not so far. Well, the units are in here. Now it's time to see what they can do before the DTs clean up. No DTs across the map, so Dark will have time to respond. Unless MaxPax doesn't want to show the DTs, if he believes he can defend this without them. Nah, he's going to warp in one now, and now Dark will know. Okay, DTs are in play. He's not done enough damage, though, guys. He's going to start droning, but he's also going to have to build spores. He did not do enough here at all. This attack is being held off at MaxPax. The DTs are really just the nail in the coffin of this attack. Just going to see that Prism moving forward a little bit. Just going to see the Lings coming back the other way. He's going through. Going to head up in toward the main base. He's going to grab, or try to grab this Immortal at the very least, and obviously that's not going to do very well. We still need to do more damage here. The Lings at the front are going to try and get an Immortal too. It can't quite currently reach the battery. It will get one Immortal. That's nice. Dark's still in trouble though, man. He is not in the greatest of spots at the moment. Well, yeah, Dark is just hurting. 34 drones. Still just trying to make work with these Lings on the counterattack as he drones up a little bit, gets a couple of roaches. What's the defense against DTs currently looking like? Spore in each mineral line. And you're going to put them in a forward position too. I like that. Just covers the mineral line and kind of the transitioning points between the bases as well. Too many units at home for the Lings to really get active though. Lings hang out over to the left. Just going to see the Prism loading up Archons. Good way to harass when you don't have a lot of units as Dark, especially not a lot of units to spare because of the way the game's set up. Dark gets his lair on the way. You can see MaxPax third base and 4 more gates. What I'm really worried about for Dark is that timing of extra gates charged in just one big attack, where Dark is going to be floundering when it comes to, you know, resources. He's not going to have a lot of stuff. He's not going to be able to afford a lot of units. He will have basically no tech in his army. That attack is likely going to be very, very difficult to break. MaxPax set up well here. As the Prism takes some damage, gets pushed away over the side. Observer will come accompanying that Prism back through the middle of the map. So back through the center we go. And for now, at least getting pushed back. Dark giving himself a chance, working on that drone count. Again, as all of these gates finish, charge gets done. Look at the tech from MaxPax. He's about to have 3 Immortals. He's going to have 3 Archons. This is an army that Dark is not set up to kill. He needs something just shy of a miracle, really, to make this work out. Prism coming across. Archons, Immortals coming forward. I'm just going to be unloading a little bit, ready to push on through. Some additional Zealots will warp in. And this is the attack we've been scared of. A Spore Crawl will take an extra step forward. 10 more Roaches producing, but Roaches aren't exactly the greatest of things right now for you either. Dark's not even going to give us much of a fight. MaxPax to the finals here today. 2-1 over Dark.